We are live on ShaggyTV for the Southern Racing Association. Super late models here at the Hughes Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota. And we'll, last week I know this is all kind of a learning thing for me. So, we'll have to find these rooms as they go out. Not too sure if this is the room that's going to go out first. Maybe they were possibly waiting on me to, find the right room. We'll see. We'll maybe go with this strategy for the moment because I don't see anyone else queuing up. So let's see here. All right, now I'll show you some of the guys here that are queuing up. Yeah. Calvin Crawley, Turner Nichols here. We have, who else we got pulling out here? Aaron Bowman, Aaron McGee. Now let's just double check here. Let's go back over. Let's make sure they aren't queuing up. I just want to find all these rooms here. Make sure we're good. Okay. So I'm only, I think, seeing 2 lobbies right now, and I think these are the guys queued up here for hot laps. They'll send 2 at a time out for qualifying. But hot laps here, we'll have the whole group go. They might, just be waiting here, trying to fill up a little bit, too, as well. I think we are starting a little earlier than we did last time. I don't think I kicked the stream up till quarter of, so that may have changed the game here as well. Just want to keep rolling back and forth. I don't want to miss any of these guys. That does look like the queue line here. We'll see. Should be a super good race. I know it was last week a couple cautions, but what's going to happen? It's dirt racing, people fighting. Really trying to bring it out here. I believe Scrappy Doo. That name sounded familiar to me here. I don't know if oh my God, I don't even remember his name looking at it. I literally know him by that. I don't remember the name here until I see it on the list. It's going to come to me. It's very embarrassing. Braden Carter. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. See, I knew it was going to come. It's just a matter of time. It was taking a while to get out of the memory bank. Thought maybe they were pulling out here, but no, they're just hanging out. Let's see, who's at the front of this queue? I don't see. Now, see, that's the 44 I have. He's in another pit road, so that's where that's not going to help me out. Is it? No, it's not Connor. You can clearly see. I mean, that's that shiny 111. It even says Baker in the side of it, so definitely not Connor here. Is that Aaron Bowman? It might be. It is. It is Aaron Bowman. He is the culprit. Hiding behind the porta potty, but we still see you there, Aaron. Back over to Group 1 as they're starting to kind of line up a little bit too. So they actually may be getting ready to go. The other guys are just lining up. So this looks like these guys are getting ready to go. Right now we're watching Brandon shots here. Not too sure who went off first. Looks like Christopher P. Ryan in that 13 machine. What else we got out here? Hunter Grand, Joseph Grandy. We got Bicky out here. Tyler Bickford, James Murphy in the 65 machine. Sammy Lawson in the 44. We got Bowser here in the 730 machine. Jeffrey Hyatt in the 93. It looks like double popsicle sticks on the side of that to me. Nice looking paint job, though, nonetheless. Jared Murphy in the 64. And last but not least, Mason Settings. Those are your, I believe I'm seeing 9 guys on the racetrack. Possibly 10. Math wasn't my subject, but hey, we're underway. See here if we can find some still shots of what it's going to look like on the track and warm-ups here. Definitely going to take, a bit here to widen this thing up. So not sure if we'll be seeing guys fish the bottom here in the feature. Speedway in a while. My apologies. I've been tweaking with my mic a little bit, and I think I have that up a little too loud on one side, so my computer doesn't like it. It's the point of the cutout. But right now, James Murphy at the top of the charts here. As you can see, I'll show their best times here, not the gap. An 11.78 for Murphy, Sammy Lawson in that 44 machine P2. Only 0.02 of a second off. So, I mean, those guys, they're right there. This should be a fun one here. I think that was P. Ryan who sent that thing up over the inside. It was that black and green machine. Now we'll get ready. The boys in Group 2 will come out and play. We'll show you who these guys are. The 110 of Chase Copeland. We've got Blake Dahlger here in the 1.8 machine. Tory Boyd, in the 15. Robert Tucker in the 17 machine. Mr. Crawley, Calvin Crawley in the 21. Turner Nichols in the 001. Aaron Bowman in the 19 machine. We saw he's bad boy, 44. Derek Darnell in the 86. Man, that thing looks pretty good, too. Nice looking paint there for Darnell. And Aaron McGee, you're bringing up the tail end. I believe we got everybody in this one. My apologies if we didn't. They started rolling a little quicker here. See Aaron move up to P12. That's second out of the guys on the track currently. Chase Copeland is the quickest right now out of all drivers in this session number 2. P5 overall. Trying to work to the inside of the 18 of Blake Dahlger, and now Robert Tucker joins him inside the top 10 as he moves up on into P10 with an 11.97. You see a lot of guys with that 11.97. And now Derek Darnell, he says scoot on over, man. He puts himself inside the top 10. The more laps, the more pace some of these guys are starting to find. And Common John 86 going to pull to the inside as warm-ups come to a close. We'll see here. I'm not too sure what they'll do. I see. Okay, you see nobody in this session. Well, we have a number 21. There are 10 guys in each session. Guy just registered for the race here, so not too sure what's going on. And yeah, Braden, I was just talking about you, man. Where the heck are you? I mean, you were winner last week. We're going to have to see if Braden gets back out here, can defend. As we get ready to go around. Second set of heat laps here for group number 1. Let's ride around with the driver of the 34 here for a couple laps, Brandon Schatz. Brandon getting it in the corner pretty good, but probably want to be a little straighter on the exit there. You can see coming off of 4. definitely fighting a loose race car as I get ready to Oh man, my mic is getting mad at me today. I'm sorry about those cutouts. At least it's happened in warm-ups. Hopefully, we'll be able to adjust this volume, get everything right. But man, you buy a nice microphone, you kind of expect it to be okay. I've got one of those nice boom mics, those Yeti GXs. But man, sometimes it will voice clip me, I think. But the director of MRL, man, he is actually going to be helping me this week some with my sounds. Really cool guy. And Kyle's going to come through in the clutch for me here, help just make things like, I can have guys in Discord and not go over the stream, just different sound things, stuff like that. So hopefully everything gets figured out here, and we'll see. But I'll adjust the desktop back up a little bit as we watch Derek Darnell in the 86 roll off of 4. Watched him a little bit the last time. Let's follow Tory Boyd here in the 15 machine. And there you see Braden, last week's winner, not going to be here, so gives everybody else a chance. We'll see. Tory working it around. We find the 111 on the top shelf of Connor Baker. A little contact there. No harm, no foul. They continue to roll on, but this is where maybe you want to even lift a little bit and create a gap. Let yourself work on some qualifying laps. But man, these guys move on over, beating down the door here. Should have 1 or 2 laps left before they pull the gang in. And we've got 3 people now for this room number 3. Is one of them going to get out there on the racetrack? Only guy on the racetrack in this group, Dylan Wilson. Oh, but now he pulls back down to the inside. Maybe he was like, whoops, shouldn't have been out there. Maybe I ratted him out. Sorry, Dylan. Now we see Braden pull out, or maybe he was with that last group. Maybe we just didn't see him at all. Got Braden Tuttle out here in the 84 machine. Dylan pulling out on the racetrack now. Ethan Johnson also in this room, but not on the racetrack at the moment. Looks like he's loading up, going to get that 11 machine out there. Oh. Little hiccup. He says everything's okay. Pulls it out on the racetrack. We got Matt Pridgeon also in the 14 joining up. Matt not obviously in the session yet, or doesn't have the car out on the racetrack yet, but did join. So a couple more guys coming out to swing the bag of hammers here tonight at the Houston Speedway. Dylan rolling around. Ethan Johnson coming off a 2 here, swings it into 3. He looks like he's got a good handling race car right now. Nose right along the bottom. And, man, this could be a guy you keep your eye on here. He hooks up like this throughout the night. That cushion's going to get thin up top, I think. Tough to ride right against the wall. And if Ethan can sling her down on the bottom like that, watch out. Is Matt still not able to get out on the racetrack yet? So not too sure if Matt will even be the benefit here of any practice. How it will go, I'm not too sure either. Depending on maybe how they think the track is. If they want to run another set of warm-ups, who really knows? Let's see here. Let's cheat. Let's go over to room 1. It doesn't look like they're queuing up. So probably not. But, you know, they could always have a change of heart here. Plenty of time, plenty of time. You see all three of them now under a blanket here, but maybe all for not. Or, you know, I bet you. Well, they'll probably get ready to call them in soon here, but I think they got a couple more laps than everyone else because they didn't get the 2 sessions. That would, you know, maybe when I use my head a little bit, you can come up with some common sense math. And that is probably what's going on here. And as you see, Carden saying, about to go into qualifying. So, yeah, they'll let these guys get their laps in. And then we'll go qualifying. I assume we're going to start in Group 1 again. But, you know, we'll be able to shop around, find it out. See checkered flag waves on warm-ups, and we get ready to go into qualifying. So let's see here who is going to, you know, start us out. Be the first horse out of the gate, as they say. Definitely an advantage to be in that first horse, I think. Here you'll have a little bit of a fresher racetrack. Now, we're not going to know who's really going first until they pull out here, unless they kind of queue for me, which I don't expect them to. It's not going to be easy to do there. But it looks like if they were going in this order, Sammy Lawson maybe going to be that first guy to pull out on the inside in the 44. Maybe that's the second guy. Who knows how they've kind of line this thing up. Let's go check the other room real quick. Oh, man. Okay, they're queuing up over here now. Now, this is dangerous. Room 3, nothing happening. Back to room 1. Sam Lawson is going to be that first guy out on the racetrack here. Brandon Schatz as well in the 34. But let's watch Sam here as he puts the first time on the board. Sam Lawson whips the 44 up top in through 3 and 4. What kind of run does he get off the top? Purple. Quick time for now with a 12.42 is Brandon Schatz, driver of the 34. Let's see where the man's from. Can't remember. Oh, just says owner of Midwest Sim Sports. I'm guessing he's from the Midwest. He comes off the top. Not going to improve second time around. Yellow. We see here, are they going to give him 3 laps? Possibly they are giving him 3 laps here. So Brandon Schatz, green, purple. He figured it out that final time around. He needed that 3rd lap. Brandon Schatz with a quick time, and we've got Christopher P. Ryan pulling out here for lap number 1. What is lap 1 going to look like here for the lucky number 13? P. Ryan looking fine up top. Good head of steam. Green, not purple. You want to see some purple. Green good, though. That's your personal best. As he rolls off a 4, P. Ryan going to slot himself P3 with a 12.46 is Bowser barking right behind him, trying to storm the castle here. He's green through sector 1. Can he find more time through 4? He can. Bowser going to stay P4, though, with a 12.66. And P-Ryan going around. He's taking that extra lap. Bowser not. Bowser said, hey, I was with Shaggy. I thought we were only doing 2. But Jeffrey Hyatt now out on the racetrack here in the popsicle stick, number 93. What's lap 1 going to look like here for Hyatt? Going to be green through sector 1, but behind him there's a purple. Watch out for Chase Copeland in that 110 is Hyatt. He parks it for the moment. P4, where does Chase Copeland go? Quick time for the 110. Can Copeland be quicker here? Runs the bottom through 3 and 4. Can't find it. He's got one more trip around the racetrack, though, if he so chooses to use it. Yellow through sector 1. Gonna need more than that here if he wants to improve. Yellow sector 2. And Chase Copeland gonna stick here. Lap number 1 is See who's pulling out on the racetrack now, boys. All right, so Bicky here maybe had a little stage fright here in the '07. Tyler Bickford pulling out with his good old pal, 100 grand, Joseph Grandy right behind him. Let's see what Bicky looks like here, lap number 1. Taking the top shelf here through 1 and 2. Quick sector. Grandy closing up on him, though. May affect the air a little bit. Don't necessarily want to be that close in qualifying. As Bicky parks at P7 as Joseph Grandy puts it in the top 5. But Bicky, purple sector 1, slower sector 2. Tyler Bickford jumps up to 4th as Joseph Grandy stays 6th. Grandy, though, quicker through sector 1. Gonna need more through sector 2. Final time off of 4. And Grandy just couldn't find it. Found a little bit, got up to 5th, but he's gonna want more than that as we've got, I believe, 2 guys left to qualify here. Session 1, or room 1, I should say. James Murphy in the 65. He's gonna pull that thing off. Give us a little show here. He rips the top through 3 and 4. Lap number 1 is underway. Let's see what he's got for us here. Runs the bottom through 1 and 2. He's right back up top through 3 and 4. Lap number 1 in the books for Murphy, and it's going to be P8 with a 12.53 is Blake Dahlger. Takes that 18. He may have bounced off the wall lap number 1. Not going to get a registered time. It's pretty close there through 3 and 4. Doesn't kiss it, though. Lap 2 in the books here for Dahlger. Going to be P10 as Murphy comes across the line. His final time not going to improve. Stays 5th. Dahlger quicker through 1. Quicker through 2. What's it going to look like? Blake moves up to P9. That's going to put Copeland here, top dog, in room 1. All these guys, obviously, though, sharing the same qualifying standings, so you got to go figure it out. Let's see who's out there on the racetrack right now. Calvin Crawley and Turner Nichols. Nichols here on lap number 1 already. Let's see what it looks like here. Oh, he gets in the outside wall. Not going to count. Have to do it all over again is Calvin Crawley. No, never mind. Did keep it out of the wall. Going to register P11 for him. Thought he clipped the wall. Going to count. Crawley, though, P10. Just climbs inside the top 5. Looking for a little more. He'd like to get in there comfortably. Not going to do it there. Stays 10th as Nichols comes around final time. Does he improve? Green. He is going to improve. Puts him up to 10th. That knocks Crawley back to 11th, and now we see Derek Darnell going to be that guy rolling off of 4 here, going to take lap number 1. Derek throws it up top through 3 and 4. He's got a big straight line head of speed here. Does it look good on the time charts? Not as good as he'd like. P10, Derek looking for a big improvement here is Robert Tucker, currently 12th. He needs one as well. Green through 1 and 2. What's it going to look like through 3 and 4? Slows down. Robert Tucker going to stay P12 is him and Derek Darnell just doing the 2 laps, I think. Aaron McGee set to pull out on the racetrack. Him and... who do we want to yell at? Aaron Bowman, right? Yep, Aaron Bowman. He's not in the right number. Got the 44 on the side of that thing. Let's watch McGee. Gonna roll the bottom through 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Not many people do that. You know, you kind of roll that top, build up as much speed as you can, but maybe going down there for a test. We'll see how it looks. Lap number 1 for McGee goes to the bottom through 3 and 4 again. It's 12.334. Currently 15th. Going to need more speed than that here as we watch Aaron Bowman, currently 13th. Bowman slower through sector 1 and 2. maybe go to the top there, but he doesn't. Stays in the middle and not going to try to build up speed here for this third and final lap. Maybe not even going to use it as he pulls it off. Racetrack's starting to burn. Speed just might not be there. Tory Boyd and Connor Baker pull out on the racetrack. Connor Baker in the 111 machine. Rolling that top shelf, trying to build up a head of steam. Little sideways on corner entry. May slow the lap down a little bit. Let's see as Baker comes across 18th. Tory Boyd right behind him coming in 17th. As 18 guys have qualified. So right now, bottom two, they're looking for a big improvement. Boyd going to get a little improvement here. Moves up to 14th. Connor Baker stays as we come around final time. Slower through sector 1. Not going to have it here through sector 2. He slows down. Tory Boyd, though, picks it up again. Welcome to the top 10 for the 1-5 of Tory Boyd. Good lap time. There's Jared Murphy here in the 64 pulls out on the racetrack. We'll see what the Murph man has here, lap number 1. Not going to be what he'd like here. He's basically going to have to scratch this lap. Let's actually watch Mason's first lap, and then we'll go to him for the end of lap 2 and 1, because that's just not going to be it there for Murphy after that mistake. What's Mason's lap time look like? As Mason comes across P18, Jared Murphy rolls out a 4 for lap number 2. Jared Green, he finds the time there. P14 would like a little more. Slower through sector 1, though. Sends it in deep through 3 and 4. Slides up, catches the cushion. Not going to speed up. Mason Green through sector 1. Slower through sector 2. Not going to improve there. Going to stay P19 for Mason's setting. And now we hop over to that third and final room. See Braden Tuttle here set to lead the field. That 11 machine of Ethan Johnson right behind him here. They almost had a little contact there coming off of pit road. As Braden Tuttle takes that Dryden 84 off the top of 3 and 4, takes the green flag. A lot of speed on the entry to 1. He was dancing a little through the center. You know, if you don't have that rear end gathered, you're not going to have the speed coming off. Let's see Diamonds, green, Braden Tuttle. 19th on lap number 1 as Ethan Johnson comes across the stripe. 16th. What can the popsicle sticks do? Bottom through 3 and 4. Green through 1 and 2. Green through 3 and 4. He found a little more. A lot more. Up to 8th. Ethan Johnson as we see Braden Tuttle come across. Yellow. He's not going to improve. Can Ethan find it? No, he's going to stay P8. But a heck of a lap here for the man in the final group of qualifying. Strutting his stuff there, Braden Tuttle, as we have a terrible view of the next two about to come out on the racetrack. That's Matt Pridgeon in the 14 machine, and right in front of him, the 80 of Dylan Wilson as Dylan pulls out on the racetrack, set to get ready to go. He'll run that top shelf through 3 and 4. Try to get that motor warmed up, build up the steam. Swinging around the top, going the long way around through 1 and 2. Same thing through 3 and 4, doing the dance on the top shelf. Dylan Wilson comes across P17. This Pridgeon, what's he look like? Not going to be the speed he wants, as he was even slower through sector 2 than he was on the opening lap. Flipped the wall, actually. Not going to give him a lap as Dylan Wilson jumps on up to P14. Pridgeon, man, fighting a rough race car here. He stays 24th. And Dylan not going to improve that final time around. Didn't need to. Going to be happy, I think, with 14th here, group number 3. And Matt Pridgeon, the 14, he's going to come home 22nd as that wraps it up for qualifying. Chase Copeland, Brandon We'll see here. I think I had a button unchecked that I should have checked, the smart audio lock. But I was about 3 seconds away from smashing this microphone, but I don't have a backup. Lord, get us through this here as we roll through the grid. Heat race number 1, rounding out the field to the outside of row 4, the 14 of Matt Pridgeon to the inside Bowser in the 730, JB Jr. Row 3 to the outside, the 64 of Jared Murphy to the inside, the 001 of Turner Nichols. I'm going to turn myself up on my software now that I see I'm not going as loud with the audio lock on, so we'll see what happens here. Yell at me in the chat if it sounds too bad. Row 2 to the outside, Torrey Boyd in the 15 machine to the inside, the 1-3 of Christopher P. Ryan. Row 1 for heat race number 1. Winner going to start on the pole for tonight's A main with the super lates here at the Hughes Speedway to the outside, the 07 of Bicky, Tyler Bickford, and starting on the pole, the 110 of Chase Copeland. As we get ready to go play here, I try to do my reset really quick. Get to the start-finish line because they're ready to go. We've got 8 to play in the play. Good jump there for Copeland up front as he's just trying to set that pace, get to the outside. He does do that. And I am going to have to clip that off because I'm just going to have to deal with it here. Because that smart audio lock, I was way too quiet. Now I'm going to be way too loud. But you're watching these guys race hard here. Turner Nichols trying to get himself into that top 2. I believe it's the top 2. No idea why Logitech hates me today, but man, oh man, it does. And Terry Boyd, he may hate Logitech too, but Torrey trying to work to the inside here under the 1 of Turner Nichols. But right now, it just seems like it's that 1-lane racetrack until a guy gets in the wall in front of you. That's P. Ryan. He gets a little dust up on the high side. That almost makes it go 3 wide. Torrey fishing on the bottom, but we're running out of time. Only 2 laps to go, and Chase Copeland here not feeling too much pressure. I mean, Bickey's there, but the white flag waves. 1 to play. Copeland takes the momentum off of 1 and 2, carries it into 3 and 4, and as we come to the line, checkered flag waves. It's Copeland, Bickford, P. Ryan, Knuckles, Boyd, Murphy, Bowser, and Pridgeon. Now let's double check this here real quick. It's okay, it was top 2. That's what I thought. Right up there, you can see that with my little mouse. It was top 2. I didn't want to lie. But I was pretty sure it was top 2. Now we take a look here. Starting grid, heat race number 2, 2 of 3. Row 4 to the outside, the 12 of Mason, setting to the inside, the 8 of Aaron McGee. Row 3 to the outside, the 19 of Aaron Bowman, to the inside, the 80 of Dylan Wilson. Row 2 to the outside, the 18 of Blake Dogger, to the inside, the 11 of Johnson. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the high side, the 65 of James Murphy, and starting on the pole, the 34 of Brant Schatz. Roll around here one more lap before that pace truck decides to pull off and let the gang go have a little fun. And I'm going to be quiet this opening lap here because, well, this is kind of, the crank it up camera. I'm going to stay in the track side here and we'll just watch them kind of rub and race here for the first lap and a half. And then I'll chime in with my 1.5 cents. as we have 8 laps to settle heat race number 2. Top 2 straight to the show. Let's watch them go here at the Huset Speedway. Look at that 11 machine of Ethan Johnson work the inside here. He's trying to get up the P2, see what he can do, but he's got a man on the outside. Boy, oh boy. Ethan trying to use up every inch of that tack coming off the racetrack. Throws the slide job. Now we got Brandon Schatz taking his shot back at the bottom. The no grip on entry in that 11 machine. Welcome to P2, Ethan Johnson. Going to be hunting for the lead here as we come 4 to go. Mason Settings started dead last here. He's up to 6th, up 2 spots. Well, actually, Blake Dahlger just realized not on the grid here, so he's a no-show, that 18. And Aaron Bowman on the outside in the 19. Dylan Wilson was shopping down low, but he had enough. Got back up in line, realized it wasn't his time, and James Murphy leads the way. As you see the 11 machine of Ethan Johnson getting the outside wall, white flag displayed, 1 lap to go. James Murphy rolls off a 2 for the final time, sails it into 3, and you see the checkered flag wave. James Murphy grabs it and brings it home. Ethan Johnson transfers. Brandon Schatz 3rd, Aaron Bowman 4th, Dylan Wilson 5th, Mason Settings 6th, Aaron McGee 7th, and Blake Dahlger rounds out the field. Starting grid for your 3rd and final heat race. Row 4 to the outside, the 111 of Connor Baker. To the inside, the 84 of Braden Tuttle. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 21 of Blackjack, Mr. Crawley, Calvin Crawley. To the inside, the 17 of Robert Tucker. Row 2 to the outside, the 86 of Derek Darnell. To the inside, the 93 of Jeffrey Hyatt. Row 1 for heat race number 3 to the top shelf, the 518 of 100 grand. Joseph Grandy, and starting on the pole, the 4 of Sammy Lawson. Eight laps to determine who these final 2 are. Going to go straight to it. We'll have the rest play around in the B main. I think we take 20. That's another thing we'll check the info, but I'm thinking we take 20 guys. If I go with the gut here, but the gut's wrong a lot of times. We'll have to see. Grandy going to need to nail this start here. Knows how important it is to get out there and set the pace. But Lawson, man, he's going to want it. And he's ready to drop that hammer as we come off a 4. We're underway. Heat race number 3, 8 to play. Grandy tries to stick that nose on the outside. It's almost like I know that 518. But boy, just couldn't get there. Door got slammed shut. And now we have Hyatt trying to work to the inside of Double D there in the 86. Derek Darnell now trying to get a little more than that here. He got 1. He's up to 3rd. He'd like to get by that 518. Can Double D will that thing on by? There's Derek looking. Now he's going to go up top, try to build a run off a 2, maybe think about a slide job. Can't do it. Right up top, going through 3 and 4. Catches that cushion, looking at a shot, but Grandy just too good off of 4. Didn't allow the chance at a slider, but they touch. Oh, man, these guys are racing hard for the final transfer. And they're racing just as hard here for 5th. Oh, beating, banging. Blackjack gets into the 17, And look at Mr. Baker thinking about making it 3 wide on the bottom. Not enough room in the oven, and the Baker pushes him up the racetrack here. Blackjack. Oh, boy, Calvin Crawley brings out the first caution here of the heat races, and we saw it happen live. I mean, they were mixing it up for a while here. Let's take a look. And just never really got the room. You can't blame the 111 there, and I don't know if you can really blame anyone. You know, that's their guys just racing hard. And, you know, the 17 you can see come down off the wall here. But he's got to turn right. I mean, he's trying to straighten it up. Just a little too much throttle up there, and the slick lost the rear end. And 21, he had his wheels cranked to the left there. Now he's trying to re-straighten it out. Now they're cranked back. Now he's trying to straighten it back out. And, man, by that point, you make contact again. Caution flag flies. Not much you can do there except, well, re-rack them, re-stack them, and line them up for 2 more laps here. See Samuel Lawson out front in that 44 machine. Should pace around, I think, 1 more lap here as they roll through 3 and 4, but we'll know here. And you see Carden Sand possibly taking all cars to the A main. I mean, I think we have, 24. That would, I'm not against it. You know, I think it's most racetracks around the world. 24 there. Some of them, smaller will go a little less. I mean, heck, some of them do more. Count provisionals for guys. I mean, all sorts of stuff can happen. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout here in South Dakota. Let's see who brings home heat race number 3 as we're back underway. Great jump. Oh, and Grandy clips the berm on the inside. Double D up to P2. Derek Darnell. Going to see that white flag wave. Can he hold on to second? Nobody going to get to the back of this man. Sammy Lawson has that 44 out front and off the top of 4, looking to take the checkered flag, and he wins heat race number 3, followed by Double D, Jeffrey Hyatt, Joseph Grandy, Robert Tucker, Calvin Crawley, Connor Baker, and Braden Tuttle. We'll see here. Now, it says... Okay, so yeah, they can take all 18 if they'd like. So it's kind of admin discretion, I think, here, if they'd like to cut anyone out or not. But if they do decide to take everyone, top 6 spots, they're locked in. So right now we're racing for, I mean, if you win the B main, you're going to start 7th. So that's kind of what's on the line here. Because we won't even bother here with the grid since everyone's going to make it. Really no point to that. It's just that'll kind of spoil it. I like to do the big one here for the A main, and we're only 8 or 10 laps away. I think this will be a 10-lapper. P. Ryan out front in that 13. I don't like going in these cameras because they're not realistic. Do I actually have the chase camera going? No. Okay, so they call that guy. All right, so Crispy. All right. Obviously, Crispy Ryan. Okay, so we'll have to be calling him Crispy. I thought I saw, a nickname on the back of there. Couldn't tell. All right. You see Carden there says taking all the cars, so that's a good thing, I think. It just gives these guys a chance. It's basically a little extra practice session. Didn't have as much success in the heat as you like, and we're underway 10 to play. Or 8 to play, excuse me. So only an 8-lapper here. Wouldn't have been a lot of time to settle that score if you needed to. But Crispy up top, man, looking good. His shots on the bottom, trying to work the inside, and Turner Nichols right behind him. And that 001 here, he is roaring off of 4, but he tightens up a little bit. Caution flag waves, and well, couldn't tell here. Well, now we can tell. Torrey Boyd didn't want to give me my software. Sorry, not helping me out. So we'll click him, and we'll kind of see where this starts. So 4 or 3 wide doesn't really work here at Hughes, let alone 4. They kind of run out of room. 15 gets on the brakes, and from there, just traffic jam. Gets a shot from behind, and I mean, there's no really finger pointing there. It's just 3 wide in front of you. You check up after being on the bottom a little 4 wide. I mean, that's, you expect some fireworks, and there you got some. So re-rack them here, and we should have a 6-lap shootout, I think, when we go back. Unless possibly they may have been on 6 to go, which I think they were, so it'll take that one away, and then I think we'll actually get 5 laps to go when we go back green. So only 5 laps, man, to figure out where you're going to start here for tonight's A main. Roll through 3 and 4, we'll watch. Crispy dropped that hammer. The lucky number 13's away, and it's time to play. Oh, a little 2-for-1 special Turner Knuckles. Taking that 001 to the lead, 3rd to 1st here. And now the overlay going to reset. I thought we would have had 10 laps. Now it's going to get right in the world. So now we're at 5 to go. We're at the halfway point for this time by. And Turner Knuckles, man, he was egging on this guy because, well, he was kind of the mover until Jared Murphy. He said, well, if you can do it, I can do it too. Now he's working the bottom. Murphy started 10th, up to 5th. Almost got a shot in the back. The 64 machine trying to gain a little more here, up to 4th. Washes outside. Shows that 11 machine, or 93 of Hyatt. Where to go is the leader, Turner Knuckles. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. I mean, he got out to almost 3/4 second lead here in 4 laps. Turner showing he is going to be someone you got to watch here in tonight's A main as he takes the checkered flag. He wins the B main. Followed by Crispy, Shots, Murphy, and Hyatt rounding out the top 5. All right, so here's where I mute myself. We hang out. I'm right here. If and when they advance this thing and go live, not too sure here if, you know, they'll give them any warm-up. We'll hang around, see what's going on. I grab a beverage out of the fridge, and we get ready for some feature action. So go grab a snack, do whatever you need to do, and get your butt back here because we're about ready to go here at Hughes. Man, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a physical racetrack right now. I mean, there's these guys moving each other out of the way. You got fenders, use them. It is going to be difficult to pass tonight. You are seeing that firsthand. Is Ethan Johnson, your top dog right now, with a 12.96. James Murphy P2, Jared Murphy third. Not too sure either. Love to know. Maybe there's a relation between those two guys. We'll have to see here. Maybe we get one of them on the podium, if not both of them. Here come the end of the feature. You know what? Let's ride around Bowser a little bit here. And with this late model here, I've got to do something. I hate doing this for you guys. I don't have this camera loud enough. I mean, you got to hear this thing purr. Joseph Grandy with a little bit of a slide job there. Let's go with him. You can just hear the difference in the throttle aggression. Bowser a little more aggressive on that throttle. He may be spinning the tires a little bit. You know, you don't want to be doing that. So have to see here. You want to nurse that thing. Be as nice on that right foot as you can. And really save that grip for the end when you need it, as Dylan Wilson jumps up to P2 on the charts here, that 80 machine. You can see the right rear feed in a little bit. Those things, they can take it. But it definitely won't be the best here. Right off the back, you can see how close he was to that outside wall. Here, and actually, let's go off this back. Now he's not rim riding like I want him to. Look at Ethan Johnson. I mean, he's up there. He just ate some concrete. The 11 of Ethan Johnson. Oh, my gosh. Wild ride for the Baker. Oh, man. That was the 111, I think. Absolute wild ride. Definitely was the Baker here. Let's... While we're here, let's just guys that are... Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind, we're going racing. Be quiet, Zach. It's time to go play, man. So let's get all this junk off the screen. Let's take a look here. Starting lineup for tonight's Southern Racing Association Super Late Model feature lineup at the Hughesett Speedway. Rounding out the field, outside of row 12, the 18 of Blake Dogger to the inside, the 84 of Braden Tuttle. Row 11 to the outside, the 14 of Matt Pridgeon to the inside, the 15 of Torrey Boyd. Row 10 to the outside, the 730 of Bowser, JBJ Jeff Bowser Jr. to the inside, the 111 of Connor Baker. Row 9 to the outside, the 8 of Aaron McGee to the inside, the 12 of Mason Setting. Row 8 to the outside, Calvin Crawley in the 21 to the inside, the 19 of Aaron Bowman. Row 7 to the top shelf, the 17 of Robert Tucker to the inside, the 80 of Dylan Wilson. Row 6 to the outside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy to the inside, the 93 of Jeffrey Hyatt. Row 5 to the top shelf, the 64 of Jared Murphy to the inside, the 34 of Brandon Schatz. Row 4 to the outside, Crispy in the 13, Chris P. Ryan to the inside, the 001 of Turner Knuckles. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 86 of Double D, Derek Darnell to the inside, the Popsicle Sticks of Ethan Johnson. Row 2 to the outside, the 07 of Vicky, Tyler Bickford to the inside, the 44 of Sam Lawson. Row 1 for your SRA Super Lates to the outside, the 65 of James Murphy, and starting on the pole, the 110 of Chase Copeland as we get ready to go play 50. I could scream that my mic cuts out on my intro. Those are the things I love the most. But Chase Copeland loves being in the lead the most here. He is out front. Good start over Ethan Johnson, who, man, Ethan somehow rocket shipped up the P2 here. Bring up the gap. Lots of guys bouncing around. A couple guys down big here. Robert Tucker, he's down 8 spots early, and that's because he's in a caution. Let's see what happened here to the 17 of Robert Tucker. Was he a bystander? You can see they just kind of stack up in front of him. The 80 machine of Dylan Wilson. You can see he's going to get into the back of the 64, who gets a little sideways. Dylan then gets turned around. Tucker nowhere to go in that 17. Just, man, stacks it up. 80 gets bounced back around. The 7 there of Bowser goes up the racetrack. The 111 of Baker. At that point, you just got to come to a stop. Try to get the caution to come out and reorganize this thing as Chase Copeland. The man out front here is, we're doubling up a little early. Still 2 laps to green. Ethan Johnson, man, he was quick in warm-ups. Top of the charts. Will it translate? So we should go green this time by. Yes, lights are off on the pace truck. So we'll go park at the start-finish line and listen for a little playtime here as the drivers drop the hammer off of 4. We're back. Okay, I got to tweak some more things, but look at that start from Ethan Johnson, and then, well, another caution flag. But there are a couple things I want to look at here, just because, you know, the software cut out. I didn't really get a chance to look at it, so I want to go back. I want to look at the start here. I'd like to. This isn't a shot at anyone either. This is just, I like to see how these things play out. So you can see, definitely didn't go early, man. Leader got loose on the bottom in the middle, and Ethan with a good diamond off. Just had that run, and, you know, I don't know if there's a rule against beating to the line. I wouldn't think there is, but you never really know. And that was, man, that was an amazing start. And then we'll go back. We'll take a look here. Caution. That's Rob Tucker. He gets run up the racetrack there by the 111, and you can see right front comes off. There's not going to be able to steer that. Back under caution here for the second time. Ethan, man, what a start. You know, I even examined that, tried to find something wrong with it, and I can tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with it. It was up right against the outside. You know, if you're going to be stuck up there, you've got to find a way to make it benefit you, and that's what he did. I mean, right when the leader went. diamond down the racetrack and just had that thing straight as an arrow, found the speed, got up front. Now the 11 of Ethan Johnson, he gets to have it his way as the green flag waves. We're back underway. We're going to stay right here. You see how spread out this field is. Here come your leaders, man. We are we're going to see lap traffic before you know it if Ethan Johnson pumps out a couple good laps here as the battle on Double D to the outside of the 65 of James Murphy. Murphy doing a good job, though, nursing it on the bottom, but here comes Double D back is Bicky on the bottom behind him. The 07 of Tyler Bickford. He's got Turner Knuckles, the B main winner, up to the outside. Turner trying to now look to the inside as he shoves Bicky out of the way. He says, move on over, brother. I'm on the move. And now Turner Knuckles trying to see if he can do the deed on the bottom. It's Bicky rolling around up top. Let's check up on the lead. Still hanging out right out there around that 3/10 of a second mark is Chase Copeland. Maybe hoping they can catch lap traffic and maybe use a lapper as a pick, because it is going to be tough to get around that 11 who is doing so well on the bottom. I told you, the way he came out there and was just working it in warm-ups, he would be a guy you need to keep your eye on. Man, oh man, that's normally where this racetrack goes at the end. You can get all that power down on the bottom. Just run out of the tack up top, and you can't get on that throttle like you'd like going down the back stretch or the front stretch. It's just so slicked off. And I'm seeing P. Ryan struggle on the high side now, and Jared Murphy on the bottom in that 64 machine. He's using the bottom to his advantage. He gets one done. Move Jared Murphy up to 9. Leader starting to catch lap traffic here as that's the Baker, 111, blinking in and out. Not a big deal now. As the leaders get to the inside here, he'll want to watch that as Baker doing a good job staying to the outside here, letting the leaders go. But at the same time, got to run your race. And, oh, Baker gets pinched up there at the outside. Nothing he could do there. Copeland just kind of ran him out of real estate. Now Lawson maybe doing the same thing here. He doesn't want to lose toe on these guys. Your top 3 around your first lapper of the event. D. Ryan still stuck on the outside. We see the 21-year of Calvin Crawley trying to work around that 518. He gives him a noseful. Gets on the binders. Lets him gather it up. Bowser, he blinks in and out. He's back. Welcome back, JB. And now the 15 trying to take a peek on the inside. But Torrey not able to get it done. Boyd just watching those two race. Hard in front of him is Mason on the high side. We've got him in at 12. The car number's 3. But Mason now able to get around Bowser. Battle starting to heat up here for second as Copeland losing the leash he had on Johnson. And now Lawson's starting to tug a little bit. Is that 44 right there, man? Let's see if he can make a move. See him right on the back of this Longhorn chassis. 110. Sam Lawson close, but not close enough. And Brandon Schatz works under the inside of Knuckles. Turner now trying to get back to the inside in the 001. Not able to do it for the time being. All over the rear end, though, of that 34. Here comes the 44. Big run off the top as you see Copeland got in the outside wall. But not enough to destroy his run enough for Sammy to try to maybe think about a slide job, and we're seeing that lead, well, extend a little bit, almost to that full second gap here as the caution flag flies right in front of your leaders. Johnson having to go high to avoid that one as Torrey Boyd sitting sideways on the entry to 3. See if we can maybe see what happened here. So something had way already happened. So That's Joseph Grandy involved. It's not the software. Sorry, my apologies once again. Not wanting to give us anything on this. So let's click the yellow flag here one more time. Okay, so this started in 1 and 2 there with the 21 of Crawley and the 518 of Joseph Grandy, who right now is on the outside. See the 21 driving in, gets the left front on the berm. Probably has him push up the racetrack. He does. Gets into Grandy, moves him up the hill. Then the right rear gets him one more time. And you can see Grandy, I mean, he's even got the wheels turned right, but they kind of link up there. Car gets a run on the outside. Grandy not, definitely probably didn't know that car was there. He's busy racing Crawley, and man, you just see him stack up. 17 involved again. That's how the 15 got involved, and I believe our third caution it is of the night, or afternoon, I should say. Get ready to go back play here. We're almost at the halfway point. 26 laps to go this time by as we're on 25 of 50. Starting to get a little dusty out there here, daytime racing in South Dakota, and man, it is not fun. Let me show you why. This is a better one. Yeah, when you're up on the outside, you can see barely anything. Okay, you are at bay of the cars around you. You are just trying to run your own race. I mean, this is it's not an easy feeling. You can't really see the wall. You gotta trust yourself. And Crispy right now on the 13 doing a good job of doing that as he's trying to look to the inside of Dylan Wilson. And there's a little 3 wide show in front of them. Hyatt McGee. And I believe, yeah, Jared Murphy in that 64 machine. I mean, there's a lot of room on this small racetrack, and they are using all of it, man. Right now, McGee to the inside here tries to wedge his way under the 64 of Murphy. Aaron, can he get there? Not just yet, but he's side by side. Couldn't have it at the line. Chase Copeland right there with your leader who kisses the wall through 3 and 4. But not enough there to mess up any momentum. Allow Copeland to maybe think about a sling. And Johnson just bouncing that thing up off the wall there in 3 and 4. Does it again. You get in there too hard. It's going to suck you around into the wall. You'll break that right front. It is a thin line. But right now, Ethan Johnson doing a great job of walking that line. Because there you can see he gets very close to the wall. Doesn't touch it that time and extends his gap a little bit. At some places it may help you a little bit to kiss the wall, as they'd say, wall ride. Not really going to help you too much here. It's just such a wide way around. You need to find a way to grab that grip, find it. And we are under caution here for the 4th time. Calvin Crawley possibly here in the 21 machine. Let's see if it happens in front of him. There you go. Got in the wall. I told you. Now watch. He didn't just give up here. The right front broke. If you hit that right rear hard enough in that wall and you bring it up to the front. Let's see here. Like I say, I hate these realistic or unrealistic cameras, but we're going to give you one here. We'll pretend a drone's right here. So sucks him up in the wall. And as he tries to come off of it, we're going to get a view of that right front. No, it doesn't look like we are. I figured we'd see a tire hanging. There we go. There we go. You can see it bent to the side now that the fender's off of it. But I wasn't kidding. There's not much of a bend. Man, Ethan Johnson getting there too. He's en route trying to get a win here in South Dakota as we're about to go back underway. The 11 drops the hammer. We'll have to see if Copeland can maybe work to the inside here. He can't. The battle on for third here is Murphy to the inside, the 65. Trying to work back onto the podium. Murphy can't do it. Slides back up in line, now finds himself on the outside. 3 wide as Tyler Bickford trying to take a big old bite out of the apple, but almost choked. Had to fall back up in line, and Tyler Bickford, man, he is trying to move up, but the man on the move is to the outside. Brandon Schatz up 3 spots from the start of this thing. Your big mover is Aaron McGee, up 8 spots, started 20th, up to 12th. And oh, wild ride, Joseph Granny in the outside wall. And boy, Tyler Bickford, he's in it as well. I think he was the one we saw go for the wildest ride. It was, so let's see here. We're going to go up to the blimp. Try and diagnose what happened. So there's a little stack up in front. You can see Bicky maybe trying to slide up, but car high. Not going to work. And the 34 not lifting out. Man, you know, this is, I don't blame him for not lifting out, but sometimes you lift, you know, you can save yourself the possible bad race outcome. And now you see, I mean, he's involved in it as Bicky goes over. Let's find Grandy here. As you can see, I mean, even the 34 machine rolling over there of shots. So this is, that one's going to take out a couple race cars. Bowser in that. That's tough. It is right there, though, where he can pull it in pit road and get the quick route there. That's going to save him a little bit. Doesn't have to tow. Won't have to worry about, you know, losing a lap if the tow would take longer than the pace laps. These lights go off on the iRacing pace truck, and they double up. Should have a 10-lap shootout here when we go back. It may be 9. Yeah, 10. I was going to say we shouldn't be double file on dirt if we're within 10 to go. That usually doesn't happen. As we sit and wait here for the green flag, Ethan Johnson has been the man out front most of the way. Can anybody change that here? 10 to go. Lawson here. Remember, he was running third, got shuffled back to fourth right before the caution flag, and trying to get to the back of Murphy, but Murphy now, he's got his sights set on the 110 of Copeland. Chase Copeland kisses that outside wall coming out of 2. He's as close as he's been in a while here to that 11 of Ethan Johnson. Is he close enough, though, to sink those teeth in and maybe drain that lead? Big run. Going to give the 11 a little bump here. All's fair and love and racing side by side. 7 to go. Oh, there he goes. Going to use the bumper, trying to work to the inside of the 11. As man, oh man, big smile on the face of James Murphy. Murphy may try to pick up the scraps, but the caution flag waves for the 6th time here. And boy, oh boy, if there is a relation between James and Jared, they might be talking to each other now, because obviously Jared on the top here in the 64 machine. He gets bumped up a little bit, but nowhere for him to go. I mean, he's getting driven up the hill pretty bad there. I don't think, it didn't look, you know, I don't think that's intentional or anything. But, I mean, there's just no, he was already there. So it's you can't expect him to back out when he's got over half the car. We'll watch it at full speed. They make a little contact on entry, tightens up. He's just kind of moving up the racetrack. That didn't look the best, but you never know what happened a lap or two before. Tough break though for Jared, who now will find himself at the tail end of the lead lap. And well, James is going to hope those guys, maybe start to go at it again, because that was his best chance to try to get a little taste of this lead. Is Ethan and Chase. They were fixing to put it on, man. They were side by side. Rubbin is racing. And we'll see if they do it one more time here as we get ready to go back to the green flag. We'll have 6 laps to go here in Brandon, South Dakota. Ethan with a much better restart this time, and now Copeland, he's going to have to work that much harder, man. This is not a lot of time. Got to get 0.3 of a second in 5 laps. Can definitely do it, but not going to be easy. Because we'll have to see, can Chase get there this time by 4 laps to go? Sam Lawson trying to go back at 3rd. Can't get to the back of Murphy, but the battle on here for 5th is Knuckles. Holding on for the moment is Dylan Wilson trying to move that 80. Well, now Knuckles trying to move himself up into 4th. Couldn't do it as Lawson shut the door. Now Knuckles, he's got somebody looking under him. That's the 80 of Dylan Wilson. All this is the lead starting to shrink here. 0.2 of a second, 2 to go. Can Ethan Johnson hold off the 110 of Copeland, or can Copeland make it interesting here? Gets the run off of 2. He closes in right there through 3 and 4 with the white flag waving, 1 to play. Ethan Johnson leading the way off of 2 for the final time. Dives it into 3, going to protect the bottom. And Ethan Johnson sees the checkered flag, reach up and grab it, EJ. He brings home the win at the Hughes Speedway, followed by Chase Copeland, James Murphy, Sam Lawson, and Turner Knuckles. Your top 5, but the 11 of Ethan Johnson gets it done here at the Hughes Speedway. But, man, he had his hands full. Chase Copeland really turned it on there at the end, gave us the show we were craving, but got spoiled by a yellow flag. And, well, that's the way racing goes sometimes. And have to see if we can't find our longer green flag run here. I think this one's it. And we'll try to find our top 3 drivers here. Just waiting on some of those guys to migrate here in the Discord. Haven't forgotten about you. As we do have the 3rd place man here, James Murphy. James, man, you didn't have the best run in the heats. Had to work your way up. You had a good result, though. Oh, wait, no, I'm lying to you. You started right up there. I confused you with the other one, Jared, which I wanted to ask you. Are you guys related? I can't believe I just did
we're
that.
brothers. We're twins, actually.
Oh, okay, all right. So, I mean, obviously, this is what was making me think of Jared, because I was going to ask you this question. Now, wasn't on Jared. I don't know if you got a chance to look at that replay, but, man, you're watching the leaders battle hard, and you are reeling them in, and all of a sudden, a caution flag comes out. Were you asking Jared, man, what happened, dude? Because you were coming.
Yeah, we just started to get a good run going, and they were getting the racing. We was about to have a real good race at the end, and caution comes out and just kind of ruins everything. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way it goes in the racing world. And, you got shuffled back there a little bit in the beginning, but use that bottom to your advantage. How tough was it, to kind of be perfect every lap? I mean, we saw guys muscling each other off the bottom. It didn't seem like it was easy to hit.
No, it was definitely hard to hit. And No, shout out to everybody in the front. There really wasn't much contact in the top five. It was all racing pretty clean and just trying to keep it straight and green so we can actually race a little bit. But that didn't seem to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, none of you guys, for sure. I mean, you guys, you said it up front. You guys were racing good and hard, and better yet, clean, man. So it made for a hell of a show. It's a shame it got spoiled there. Would have loved to see you go up and battle for the lead, but hell of a run, James. Congratulations on third. Who you want to thank, brother?
Thank you for broadcasting it and Carden for putting all this stuff on and everybody with Twisted Speed. A new shop coming up and we're showing a little bit of speed.
Yeah, I'd say you're showing a lot of bit of speed, man. Look forward to watching you race the rest of the year here. Great run, man.
Thank you.
James Murphy bringing home P3. And now we'll bring up the man, driver of the 110 when I find Discord, Chase Copeland. There is my Discord. Chase, boy, oh boy, man, you are there. You're right there. You're battling for the lead. And surprise, surprise, caution flag flies. What is going through your head, man? Because you guys were racing hard, rubbing, but you're doing it clean. That was fun to watch.
Oh man, when that caution came out, I don't think I could say it on stream. I was a little upset. We were having a good race, me and Ethan. Anytime you can stay in Ethan's vicinity in any kind of race is kind of a dub anyway. So I'm not really looking at this as a second place. I'm looking at this as a win because he's hard to beat. He's incredibly hard to beat. And he's one of the best.
Yeah, I've kind of heard Ethan's reputation, man, how good of a driver he is, and that's what I was gonna be honest with me here. Early in the race, you are keeping pace with him, but is there any conservation from you at all? Are you thinking the long game? Hey, maybe I save some tire, I can come at him at the end. Was that the difference, or were you going pretty hard the whole time?
I mean, there was really no hard here tonight. The track was super slick, and I'm a fan of black slick tracks. I knew it would start to kind of rubber up a little bit throughout the race, and it definitely did, especially in 3 and 4. Because if you hit the rubber right, I mean, you could run the middle, and that's what I was trying to do. I know Ethan; he had a really good line in 3 and 4 with the slider that I just was not set up to run. This is actually one of my favorite tracks on the sim. It's kind of a niche track, but I really like it. I was set up for middle bottom for the entire race, and I knew if I just, ran through the rubber and just kept my throttle control up underneath me, we'd have plenty of tire. And I think we ended up having like 78 in the right rear left after it was all said and done. We didn't use any tire tonight.
Yeah, now, dirt racing and discipline, man, go hand in hand, and I don't have much discipline. When you're out there here in the slick track for the feature, I mean, are we ever, racing above our heads, stomping that thing full to the floor, or are you just conservative the whole time, just rolling that thing around?
Yeah, it was a lot like running a pro here tonight, honestly. Just keeping momentum up, trying to stay clean. I mean, you could spin the tires super easy on starts here, and he definitely hit a really good restart that last yellow. So I spun the tires a little bit, and I think that put us behind. That was really the only time I spun tires tonight, but it was obviously when it mattered, and Ethan had a really good race car. So, like I said, that was a fun race.
Yeah, man, and you were putting it on. Maybe got robbed. We'll never know. But at the end of the day, a P2 to this guy, you said it, man, almost as good as a win. So hell of a run. Congratulations, Chase. Who you want to thank?
I got to thank all the guys over at Majula Sea Speed Shop. They keep us on dig week in and week out. I really can't thank those guys enough for what they do with our program over at Midwest Sim Sports. We've got a really good group of guys over there. Shots, Crispy, all of our house guys. I mean, everybody. We just kind of got a good vibe going on over there, and we seem to be getting faster week in and week out. So it's pretty exciting. So shout out to all those guys. Everybody that puts these races on, Carden, and you for streaming them.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. I look forward to seeing the speed keep coming because, man, if you still find some more speed, you might be Ethan's nemesis here by the end of the season. So hell of a run, Chase. Congratulations. Hopefully we talk to you next week.
For sure, man. Have a good night.
Chase Copeland bringing home P2. And now we find Discord one more time here after we click on Ethan. We bring home the man who got it done. And I'll tell you, Ethan, I tried to pick it apart. I did. I tried to bully you on that restart. But you did not jump that dang restart. That's the best restart I've ever seen, man. He spun the tires a little bit. You diamond off the top perfectly. I mean, dude, what is going through your head after nailing a restart like that? Because, dude, you robbed him in the daylight.
Yeah, I knew I had to get a good start. I was just out there basically sliding around the racetrack, we weren't on the right PSI there. Felt like I had no grip at all. So I knew if I wanted a shot to win, he was a little bit better. So I knew I had to get a good restart if I wanted a chance to win.
Yeah, now, before that final caution flag flies, I mean, you guys are side by side rubbing a little bit. I mean, how much do you trust that guy? Because, I mean, you guys obviously you're rubbing a little bit, but you got fenders, you got to use them. But, man, you're right down there in his pocket. I mean, how much do you guys race together a lot? Because it seemed like this ain't the first time you've done that.
Yeah, we raced together a couple times. You just gotta trust your fellow racers to drive you clean, and you race them clean, they'll race you clean. So I wasn't really too worried about him wrecking me or anything. We make a little contact. That's fine. That's racing. I'm not that worried about that. But you drive people clean. They'll drive you clean. Just race how you want to be raced, kind of thing.
Yeah, man, and well, when you garner that respect from everybody else, they let you kind of make some mistakes when you're out front, maybe get a little bit loose when they could pound you. But at the end of the day, Ethan, man, you had enough to hold on. You brought the checkered flag home here at Hughes. It's congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I gotta thank Cocky Fleet Consulting, Dirty South Speed Shop, Salt Transportation, and everybody, Free Speed, and everybody else who helps me.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Ethan. Back-to-back podiums, man. Hopefully you keep it up next week. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ethan Johnson bringing home the win here at the Hughes Speedway. And with that, man, we wrap it up here. That's the Southern... Oh, man, excuse me. The Southern Racing Association, as I have to clear my throat. My bad. But that was a good one. And I'll tell you, yeah, a couple cautions, but the more and more we go, the more everybody, you kind of recognize that guy around you. You realize who's going to race you what way, and you kind of adjust accordingly. But hell of a run. Congratulations on the big win for Ethan Johnson. And we'll be back next week, 4:30 Eastern on Saturday. So hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. Have a good one.